Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. And today I'm going to talk about how Black people became the economic mules of America. I'm going to explain to you in just a few minutes how Black people ended up in a situation where not only is our wealth lower than everyone else, but our wealth is actually declining. And I'm going to explain it quickly. It's an easy problem to solve. You guys know my PhDs in finance, and this is what I do. So I'm going to explain it to you in a way that you can explain it to a child and then give you a simple solution. And then we're going to finish with the rest of our day. So we're going to talk about Black wealth, what happened to it, where it's going, and how they brainwash you into giving all your money away. So get comfortable, buckle up the seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we care about our people. Black first means that we want Black people to win. Black first means that we're educating our kids. Black first means that we believe in our families. Black first means that we love our women. Black first means that we love our men. Black first means that we love our children. Black first means we love our community. If you are Black first, if you are B1, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. A quick reminder before I give you all the ways that Black people have become the economic mules of America. I want to remind you that the B1 gathering, the B1 convention, the All Black National Convention is happening October 28th through the 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina at the downtown Sheraton Hotel. Come to the space. The energy is wonderful. You're going to love it. Now let's get it cracking. Let's jump right in. So today's conversation is how Black people became the economic mules of America. Now I was working on this. I was thinking about this because I'm working on a new book. My new book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. This is a book that I want to write so that I can sit it next to Powernomics. Dr. Claude Anderson, he wrote the original Powernomics. This is not another Powernomics. I cannot become another Dr. Claude Anderson, nor am I going to try to be. At best, I can be a support system for the ideas that great men like him have put in place. And perhaps one day I can earn some sort of greatness myself. But at the end of the day, this is not a one-man show. This is not about your ego. This is not about calling yourself King Kong, whatever, or calling yourself the king of whatever, or the greatest of this and the greatest of that. I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I'm trying to do? Trying to solve a damn problem, trying to help us understand what's really going on. I'm trying to come to you with solutions that you can implement in your own family. So when I get done with this, I'm going to break this down for you. It's going to be about 4 steps in this conversation. When I break this down for you, I would like for you to take this to your family and implement directly. Do not wait on Black leaders. Do not be looking for Al Sharpton and his little perm. Do not be looking for people like me. Don't look for anybody else to do this. You definitely don't want to look for white folks to do it, because they ain't gonna do it. If they give you the medication, you better check twice, because it might not be medication. It might be poison. Can I get an amen on that? For people who understand the history of this country. Now do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready to hear this. Give me a yes in the chat if you're going to implement the ideas that I shared with you today. Give me a yes. I need a verbal yes, because I need to know that we're not wasting our time, that we're all getting this done. And I'm taking a little break because I'm actually down with King Randall at the I Am a Man March down in Albany, Georgia right now. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at the One Africa Unity Summit in Detroit. My wife is speaking up there along with a lot of the elders, Professor James Small and others. That's happening in Detroit. If you want to know about any of these events, just go to boycewatkins.com. And also, my wife and I have an event in Chicago on April 15th. If you'd like to join us in Chicago to have some important conversations there. So here is why Black people became the economic mules of America. Give me a yes or no if you've ever heard people talk about Black people having $1.6 trillion in spending power. Has anybody heard this? Give me a yes or no if you've heard this in the chat. Black people having, 1.6 trillion in spending power, and how that's just such a great thing, and we should just be so proud because we have 1.6 trillion in spending power, and that's a ton of money. That is an absolute ton of money. That's more than the GDP of about 90% of the countries on this planet. That is literally an amount of money where you could run an entire nation off of that amount of money. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know literally I could list about 80 countries, 80 large countries like Mexico and stuff like that, where you literally have more wealth in your community than these countries do. And yet you still got people out here thinking that we can't nation build. And this cartoon I found, and I don't, the name of the person who did it is on here. It looks like Cutting Edge Cartoons. They did this really great cartoon that really exemplifies what we're looking at. Here you have a big black pig, and you're the pig. In China, they have a saying that the fattest pig always gets slaughtered. Well, you're the fattest pig. And this is the $1 trillion in black consumer buying power. It should be 1.6 trillion, but who's counting? And on this pig, there are all these other little white pigs sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. The media is sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. Corporate America is sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. Asian businesses are sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. The hair care industry is sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. The banks is sucking up on the nipple of the big black pig. Hollywood is sucking on the nipple of the big black pig. And which pig is the one not being fed? Well, over here you have black businesses. Over here, black businesses, the little black pig is the only pig that doesn't get to eat off the big black pig. Like, you literally have been so backwardly brainwashed that you've been trained to boycott your own businesses. You have been trained to not eat, to not only make sure everybody else is eating good, but you've been trained to make sure that your own businesses don't eat good. And let me tell you where this comes from. See, this is that brainwashing I'm talking about. Money. When they talk about money mindset, let me just tell you, your mindset is everything. Your mindset is everything. I am married to a woman who's an expert on the subconscious mind. My lovely wife, Dr. Alicia, is an expert on the subconscious mind, and the brainwashing that we experience as a people is absolutely fascinating. So when people talk about things like a money mindset, that's real. That's very, very real. A person with the right mindset can find a way to get the money. A person without the right mindset is going to find a way to either never get the money or they're going to lose the money. You can hand them $1 million and they're going to lose it. Anybody ever seen those studies where they talk about lottery winners, how lottery winners always find a way to get broke again? Anybody ever heard that? Well, those studies are basically an example of money mindset. Lottery winners don't keep their money because they play the lottery. Playing lottery is typically a losing strategy. So a lottery winner is nothing more than a loser who got lucky enough to be a winner for a very short period of time. They got lucky. They got a little cash windfall, but because they operate as a loser, then you eventually become whatever you manifest in your life. So if you're manifesting loser-like behavior, then you're going to always end up as a loser. You might get some winning circumstances. You might get a winning opportunity. You might get a winning cash windfall. But if you operate as a loser, then you eventually going to become a loser. So let me tell you something about mindset in terms of why one of my theories on why we boycott black businesses. Some of it comes back to how you view yourself. Now, let me just throw this picture up here, and I'll make my point with this picture. So this is Lizzo. I'm not going to talk about Lizzo promoting obesity in the black community, even though obesity kills black people. I'm not going to talk about Lizzo's minstrel show. I'm not going to talk about none of that. But what I am going to talk about is this. I saw a headline today that said that Google's employees were treated to a Lizzo concert when they came back to work. That Google's employees were treated to a Lizzo concert, right? Now, I want to show y'all another picture that I promise you, I'm gonna make this point. I swear, I promise you, I'm gonna make this point. I just gotta lay it out here so you can really understand where I'm coming from. This is not me trying to make this conversation about Lizzo. It's really me trying to make a point to you about how you're brainwashed into typecasting yourself in a certain way that ends up being to the detriment of your community. This all goes back to wealth. I promise you this goes back to wealth. But y'all know me. I don't teach it like everybody else. I see things other people don't see. That's what that's the superpower that you get from having a PhD. Or being a person who thinks about this situation. I thought about this problem every day for the last 30 years, and I'm breaking it down for you. So let me show you another picture. This is another picture. Let me put it on the screen. This is a picture of Google's employees. right? Now you look at the picture of Google's employees. You don't see a lot of black faces in there. I think I see a couple in this one. That's kind of surprising. Typically, there are no pictures of black people. When Google has a meeting of all of their engineers and all of their data scientists and all of their programmers, they typically don't have a lot of black people in that room. Well, what does that have to do with the Lizzo concert? Well, let me explain. You see, the reason that Lizzo has an easier time getting into Google than you do is because when Lizzo shows up, or when some rapper, not just Lizzo, let's not just pick on Lizzo, let's say it's 2 Chainz or some thugged out rapper or some minstrel show performer shows up, they say, oh, yeah, we love you. You're so great. That's exactly what you people do. That's what black people do. Black people entertain us. The Negroes have their music. They're really good at that. So a person like a Lizzo, or when I was at the Denver Nuggets game, I noticed they have Big Frida coming to perform down there. When you fit the description, the door is wide open for you. In America, the door of opportunity is wide open when you fit the description of what other people think a black person is. If you show up as a dribbling a basketball or throwing a football, the door is wide open. When you show up twerking, the door is wide open. When you show up with toting the gun in one hand with a microphone in the other, with 50 pounds of gold chains around your neck, with 85,000 tattoos, the door is wide open. Why is that? Well, because that's what they believe that you do. Now, how does this relate to black businesses and the pig and the black pig not being fed? Well, because what happens to black business owners, the reason that everybody starves you out is because you don't fit the description. You're not showing up as a thugged out rapper. You're not showing up as some sort of buffoonish entertainment minstrel show. You're not showing up dribbling basketballs and throwing footballs. You didn't walk in the building twerking. You walked in and said, I'm a computer engineer just like you. Oh, well, we're not interested in that. You're showing up saying, "Hey, look, I got an accounting degree from Brown University. I can join the Google accounting team." We don't have any vacancies right now, but we are preparing for the Lizzo concert, so we'll have security see you out the door. You see, and this is what happens with black business owners. Black business owners tend to struggle because people don't believe that black people have the ability to competently run businesses. And what's crazy about it is that even your own damn people believe that. Even your own people. Has anybody ever seen a small black business owner on Instagram trying to get followers, trying to do an Instagram live? It's sad. It can be sad and pathetic. And if you're in that category, I'm not making fun of you at all. I promise you, my heart goes out to you. I feel it's really sad. They might have 10 people watching, 5 people watching. Even myself, I've got 366,000 Instagram followers, and I love every one of you, and I was very fortunate to have that. But even when I go live to talk about something intelligent, I might have 100 people in there, 120 people, whatever. Now, let me tell you, this is a true story. This is true facts. I saw a rapper who was beefing with DaBaby, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I will kill your ass, nigga. I see you. I will see you. It's on site, nigga. It's on site, nigga. I'm coming to get your ass, nigga." Right? He was doing all that whoopity whoop coon crap. He was fitting the description. He had 4,500 people watching the Instagram live. He had 4,500 people in there. And then y'all want to blame white people for us having a lack of knowledge. No. Because at the same time, there's probably 8,000 intelligent black business owners trying to share knowledge to the people. But ain't nobody watching that because the black business owner does not fit the description. You're not walking in the image of your favorite stereotype. So you don't get that same love. That's why every business gets fed by black people except black-owned businesses, because you're just not interesting to people that are only interested in things like Lil Nas X or a gangster rapper or a basketball player or a comedian. So let's dig deeper into this. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Please do that. And also, I want to remind everybody, my website is boycewatkins.com. If you want to know about the events we have coming up, or you want to join my stock market investing class, or you want us to help you in some way, just go to boycewatkins.com. And again, we'll be in Chicago May 15th, me and my wife, and we're about to be dropping knowledge, but it's grown folks only. That event is grown folks only. So we love your kids, but don't bring them, because it's an adult event where we're going to cover money, but we're also going to cover a lot of heavy love issues, and it's more for mixing and mingling and meeting people and all that. So we're encouraging that. We're encouraging intelligent Black people to date other intelligent Black people, because some of y'all got raggedy relationships because you're dating raggedy people. You're trying to clean up. You're trying to do better. You're trying to level up, but the people around you ain't leveling up, so you're dating somebody who's not helping you level up. So we're trying to help people that want to help themselves by introducing them to other intelligent Black people. So that's May 15th. You can find out more on boycewatkins.com. Just click on events. All right. So with that said, here are a few ways that Black people end up becoming the economic mules of America. Let's go back to childhood. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. Remember that? So you're born with no state of mind. You don't know who you are. You don't know nothing about the world unless somebody teaches you. And so what happens is, first the public school shows up at your mama's house and says, you need to send your child to us so that we can make sure your child gets a proper education. Well, of course it's not proper, because the kids go to school and they graduate. They can't read, can't write, can't do math, can't do nothing. But in that school, they do one thing extremely well. That is to prepare your child to take orders. That is, in the public school system, the number one way to make good grades is not by being smart. If you're smart, you're probably going to get punished for it. The number one way to make good grades in the public school, and I'm saying this to you as a college professor, I've been teaching students for 29 years now, is to sit down and shut up. Is to do what they say. When they tell you George Washington is the greatest man in the world, even though he used to rape slaves for a living, that you're supposed to write that down on your test, and that's how you get a good grade. So in that school, by being taught to sit down and shut up and getting rewarded for sitting down and shutting up, or taking your ADHD medication, whatever drug they want to hook you on to keep you from reaching your fullest potential, you get rewarded for that. And they're teaching you two things. They're preparing you for at least two realities for the Black male in particular. They're either preparing you for prison, because a lot of schools look just like prisons, in case you don't know. I want you to go look at a picture of a school and the procedure of a school, from the metal detectors to the cafeteria and everything, and then compare it to a prison. They're kind of the same. No, and number two, they're preparing you to get a job. And there's no financial literacy training, no conversation about ownership or wealth, and none of that. It's all about getting a job. And then you got the media. The media is constantly inundating you as a young Black person with nothing more than stereotypes. One stereotype after another of what a Black person is supposed to do, what your role in society is supposed to be. So if you're Black, you grow up and you ask, you do a survey of Black boys in most classrooms, and you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Half of them are going to say, I want to be football players. Who told them that? Where did that come from? Well, it came from what they see on TV. And the other half want to be rappers. Right? And every now and then you'll have some kid who wants to be an engineer or something like that. He's the one that's probably being made fun of. But in general, these stereotypes that people where people eventually want to know if you fit the description, those stereotypes start off in childhood. That's what your kids are exposed to. That's why we have an oversupply of rappers. Right now, the Black community literally has an infinite supply of 40-year-old rappers who ain't never made a penny busting a rap. We are full of all kinds of men who became who put all their energy into becoming the greatest basketball player in the world, even though you 5'9" and the NBA was never in your future, but for some reason somebody lied to you, gassed you up, and got you investing all your free time into playing basketball. I don't hate basketball. I played basketball too, but my Lord Jesus, all of us can't be in the NBA, especially us short guys. So as a child, you're exposed to stereotypes and imagery that teaches you to either go to prison, get a job, or become a basketball or football player. And then the media reinforces that imagery to the point where if you ask a 11-year-old boy, how do you make money? He's going to say, I don't know. I go to work every day. I'll go to work every day like my daddy or like my mama. If he has a daddy, that's a whole nother conversation where they convince you that you don't need your daddies anymore. Now your whole community's all over the place because you ain't got daddies in the house. We'll talk about that later. Then after that, if you are smart, if you're hardworking and all stuff, then you go to college. And this is when you're convinced that you're actually making progress for the Black community. And they'd say, oh, look at you, you got a college scholarship. That's what they did to me. They're like, oh yeah, you got a college scholarship, you have such a bright future, you're such a credit to your race. So what does college do? Well, college is great. I mean, college is fun. I taught at the University of Kentucky, Indiana University, Syracuse University. I've taught in China, I've taught in Europe, I've taught college for a long time. I have nothing against college, but the debt levels are insane. Half of all Black college graduates can never repay their student loans. All that money is going right into these big universities, who are then using that money to go gentrify Black neighborhoods. Want to make a bet? Go to your city and find any university that is profitable and successful and look at the neighborhood around that school. And I want you to see how many construction projects are happening around those schools. They are buying up the Black neighborhoods around them so that their white kids can be safe. They're using your money to buy up your community. And so and then they're leaving you with a lifetime of debt. So after they get you pregnant with debt, they then send you to go work on the corporate plantation like a sharecropper who has a debt that you'll never repay. That's when debt becomes a form of slavery. This is where I become Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is a guy who hates debt under almost all circumstances. I'm not like Dave. I think debt can be a wonderful propellant to help you succeed. Elon Musk could never have become the richest man on earth if he had never received financing. So debt in some cases can be the vehicle that takes you to the top. But where Elon Musk and I agree, where Dave Ramsey and I agree, is that too much debt can become a toxin. It can become a weight. It can become a sandbag, and it can become something that enslaves you, because now you are stuck on that job and you cannot quit because you cannot figure out how you're going to repay all that damn debt. And then on top of that, once you're on the corporate plantation and you're debt pregnant, so they got you locked down. They got you pregnant with debt. They got you locked down. Well, you'd also, not only are you in a precarious scenario where you got a massive amount of debt that you're trying to find a way to repay with a very tiny salary, but on top of that, you've never learned any skill in terms of any other way to make money. You have never learned anything about land ownership. That was never part of your culture. All the time they taught you how to twerk and how to throw a basketball and dribble football. They never taught you about the importance of owning land. All the time you spent growing up watching stereotypes and learning how to fit the description, they never taught you about how to own stock or how to go start the business. So you're stuck with a lack of resources and a lack of skill and a lack of support from a society that will only connect with you if you fit the description. That is why Lizzo will have an easier time getting into Google than you will, because she's showing up twerking. You're showing up programming a computer. They're not interested in a Black person who programs a computer. So the same thing translates to Black business owners. Black business owners don't get support because people don't believe inherently that this is a core strength of the Black community. If you want Chinese food and a Chinaman offers you Chinese food, then you expect that to be good Chinese food. If he's teaching you how to do karate, then a lot of people say, yeah, I expect you to know karate. But then when you go and you ask, if the Chinese guy says, I'm also a basketball player, you get confused. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, wow, he plays basketball. Good for a Chinese guy, right? Because we have these stereotypes. The problem with you and stereotypes is that I can point to the Asian community and say, well, what is a stereotype about Asians? And you'll say, oh, they're really good at math. That's not a bad stereotype. That's not bad to be known for being great at math and for building businesses and for running great restaurants or whatever, right? If I said, what's a stereotype about the Jewish community? You would say, oh, they're good with money. Well, is it fair? No, it's not, but it's not a bad stereotype. But I need y'all to realize there ain't no good stereotypes about Black people. You can't name one single stereotype about Black people that's actually positive. What's your stereotype? Y'all run fast, you jump high, you got big penises, you don't take care of your kids, the Black women are loud and ratchet, they want to be like Lizzo. What give me a stereotype. Can't read, don't want to go to school, don't want to do no homework. There's no positive stereotypes about Black people. So ultimately, you become the economic mules of America because they have carved out a place for you. They carved out a space for you that's in the basement of society. You are supposed to be the ones who support other people's quest to get rich. You're not actually supposed to be the beneficiaries yourself. So how do you fix this? Well, the way you fix this is you must absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, become the dominant educational force in the minds of your children. You must, don't get me wrong, you can send them to school if you want to, but you let them know going to school, oh, that's just practice, babe. That ain't your real education. You give them the real education when they get home. That's when you bring them to my book club. Every Wednesday night, we're reading Dr. Claude Anderson's book. We're reading Powernomics. Some of y'all asked for an audio version of the book. I get it. It's fine. I know it's hard to read and focus that long. Fine. I said, cool, I'll read it to you. I'm reading it to you every Wednesday night at 8:30. So now you ain't got no excuse. All you got to do is sit. You ain't got to pay no money. It's free, and I'm reading it to you. All you got to do is pay attention. Go to boycewatkins.com. You can sign up for the book club. It's totally free. Bring your kids. Bring your kids. That's us educating the community. That's me saying, as a black man, I am the school system. You are the school system. We are the school system. I don't need some lady from the suburbs coming in to my neighborhood educating my damn kids. I got this. When it's time to give them other things they need, when it's time to feed them and protect them and clothe them, me and my wife got this. We don't need your help. We don't want your help because we don't trust you. You're going to fill our kids' heads up with nonsense. You're going to teach them things like, oh, when you grow up, the best thing you can do is go get a job and work for a big white corporation. And next thing you know, they are enslaved and they are trapped. So that is literally the place where we have to begin. We must be the dominant educators of our kids. If you send your kid to school, you ask yourself, what curriculum do we have in our house? How are we shaping the culture in our home? What is our culture? Define every corporation. Let me just tell you a little bit about business. Every business, if you haven't done it yet, you need to do this. Some of y'all business owners, let me give you a little business tip. When you start your business, one of the first things you must do is define your mission statement. You have to shape your core values. In one sentence, tell me what you believe in. Well, your family is your first, and that is your most important business. What are your core values? What do you believe in? Who are you? And then once you shape that up, you repeat it to your kids 10 billion times so that they know who the hell they come from. They know who the hell they are. They know exactly where they stand in every debate because mom and daddy planted their seed real deep in the ground, so you can't knock them off of that perch. The Black Business School core values. We believe Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, support Black businesses. That's what we call the Black Core of 3. In my household, I ask my daughter every couple of days, I say, babe, what are the 3 P's of success? She says, practice, preparation, and persistence. And I say, good. That will get you through every situation that you run into in your life. That will help you climb every mountain. That'll help you overcome every obstacle. That'll help you come back from every setback. If you do those 3 things, it's going to work. So whenever she goes through something, when she goes to dance competition and something goes wrong, I'll say, well, what got you through that? Which of the 3 P's got you through that? Oh, that was persistence. Okay, so when she's preparing for a dance competition, I'll say, which of the 3 P's are you using right now? Oh, practice. Right? When she gets up for school and misses the bus, and I say, which of the 3 P's did you violate just now? She'll say preparation. So what are the core values in your household? You are the president of the United States inside your house. Nobody on this earth should have more impact on the culture of your kids than you. That is your sovereign territory, and it is critical in this state of emergency that we are in as Black people, where we have hundreds of thousands of kids graduating from school who can't read. We have millions of our young people that don't have a future, that don't even know what to do next. They're out here killing themselves because rappers are telling them to go out and get hooked on drugs. They're out here getting involved in crazy situations. They're out here hopeless, depressed, suicidal, or going through all kinds of nonsense because nobody prepared them and told them who they were. Nobody gave them the skills they needed to succeed. Nobody planted a couple of seeds and made some investments so they could have some assets so they could go through the world without having to go and pimp themselves out, whether it's to a corporation or to a raggedy man, in order to pay the bills. Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a yes. Please give me a yes in the chat so I know I'm not talking to myself. I need to know that you guys are hearing me. So you became the economic mules of America because you're still a slave. You're still trained to be a slave. In fact, the worst way to be the worst kind of slave is a slave that don't even know they're a slave. Do you understand this? So do you understand like little basic things that I really want you all to understand? I'm not sitting here pretending like you're not intelligent. A lot of you are very intelligent. And if I sound like I'm being condescending in any way, I truly apologize. But some of us don't even know. Did you know that social media is designed to be addictive? Did you know that social media, the effect that it has on your mental health? Do you know the research is showing how bad social media messes up your head? And some of y'all are feeling it at 48 years old. Imagine how your 12-year-old is feeling. They don't even have anything to compare it to. We can at least compare Facebook to pre-Facebook. We know what it was like when you didn't have Instagram. We knew the day before YouTube existed. They don't know that. They are going through it. So you got to step in, man. You got to step in. You've had to be the enforcer. You have to start by shaping the culture. Collectively, we also need our own media. We need to put our images out there to confront the images that are being pushed by others. Again, I talk about Lizzo and I don't apologize for it. I know some people get mad at me for it. I don't give a damn. Lizzo's a beautiful young woman with a lot of talent. You ain't got to be twerking and showing jelly rolls and wearing and coming to Lakers games with your booty out in order to show me how talented you are. I'm sorry. Somebody put you up to this. Somebody wrote a check to make that happen. Somebody gave you a bag and made you think you were a successful black woman, and that's not black success to me. That is not success. So at the end of the day, we have to fight all of that. So you got the internal fight, which is family by family, which means in your house, you are the educational system. You are the last line of defense. You are responsible for making sure that you shape the core values in your home. You are responsible for making sure that your children get the education they deserve. You are the one who is going to tell them who they are, so that when the world tries to tell them that there's something else, they're going to say, no, that's not me. I don't fit the goddamn description because my mama and my daddy told me who I am. I don't fit your description. I don't care about your description. And then number two, as a community, we must build those businesses. We must support those businesses by any means necessary, as Malcolm used to say. We must find a way to support Black-owned media so we can have our own images that get put out that will confront the images that are out there that are false images of who you are. Because at the end of the day, the reason Black businesses get discriminated against by even Black people is because most people don't believe that you're anything other than a rapper, a comedian, or an athlete. And I beg to differ, because we all can't be busting raps and telling jokes and dribbling basketballs for a living. We have other heroes in the community that nobody knows about. We got Black men in the community that are holding it down for children that ain't even their own. You got Black women out here that are going to school every day and buying school supplies with their own little raggedy teacher salary for kids because they love them so much. Those are your superheroes. Those are the people that you honor. Those are the ones you expect. When I look at you and somebody tells me that you're a hero to the Black community, my first question is, what did you do to earn that title other than having white people put you on TV? What did you do to earn that title other than getting a damn record deal? Why should I be looking up to you just because you got on stage and called yourself the N-word in front of a crowd full of white people? What in the world qualifies you to be any sort of symbolic leader for the Black community other than the fact that you were put on a pedestal by the very same people who are poisoning my people, who've been poisoning our community since the beginning of time? You ain't nothing but a motherfucking Trojan horse. That's what you are. That is an age-old tactic of mind control that has been used all around the world. If I want to control you and I want to ruin the people, then what I do is I find out what they love and get them to love the thing that's going to kill them. They do that every week with Popeye's chicken too. You love Popeyes. If I put a Popeye's chicken in any Black neighborhood in America, there will be a line out the door, down the block, and around the corner, and the line will be full of people who are morbidly obese with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and literally like right on the edge of death. But they got to get that chicken because that's what we've been trained to love. So I'm not making fun of you if you eat Popeye's chicken every now and then. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not making fun of you if you enjoy good entertainment. Go enjoy your entertainment. I'm not making fun of you if you're not perfect yet. That's okay. None of us are. What I'm trying to do with this conversation today, and I'm going to end this discussion in 1 second, is to at least try to be the canary in the mine, to be the one lone voice in the woods who gets you to sit back and hopefully have the courage to say, okay, this ain't right. I just need you to critically analyze the environment that you're in and realize that 80% of the stuff that you've been taught is a bunch of nonsense. Because I'm tired of losing, and I'm not going to lose. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure my kids don't lose. And I'm going to make sure everything that we do to make sure, I'm going to make sure we do everything we can to make sure your kids don't lose either, because you're not a loser. So thank you for listening. I hope this was taken with the intention that was meant. God bless all of you. And just a reminder, real quick, I will be in Detroit tomorrow for the One Africa Unity Summit. I'm not going to be a speaker. I'm just there to support. My wife will speak, but also Professor James Small. There are so many people in the community you need to listen to, and Professor Small, Belanda Karanga, and just so many people that we got to start really paying attention to, instead of just always paying attention to the people who entertain us. How about we pay attention to the people who care about us? Maybe that might be a first step in our self-esteem. So if you want to learn about the Detroit event, or you live in Detroit, they also have virtual passes as well. You can go to boycewatkins.com, just click events. We have an event in Chicago on May 15th. My wife and I do. Everybody in here is invited. Again, it's adults only, but it's a love and money event. So we're going to drop a lot of financial knowledge, and also she's a relationship expert, so she can talk about trauma and relationships and everything else. And also we designed it so that people can mingle and meet. And so if you're single, or if you're looking for business partners, or you want to network, it's a great networking space. So we're actually using the South Shore Cultural Center, which is where we were going to get married. We were going to get married there, and COVID hit. So we realized we still had the venue. So I said, well, let's just have an event with it where everybody can come. And it's a beautiful place. Michelle and Barack got married there, I believe. So it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. And then, of course, you got the convention October 28th through the 30th. There are links on the events page if you want to be a vendor at the All Black National Convention, if you want to get advertising at the convention, or if you want to be a speaker at the convention. All that stuff is on the events page. Just go to boycewatkins.com. So God bless everybody. Thank you for listening. I hope that this conversation was helpful to you. I love you very much, and I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.